followers?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
In order to go live.
That's crazy.
But like I was saying, we grew up and our grandparents took us to church, and we see this man reading out of a book to us. Why do we believe what he's saying is right, and why do we go by the Bible? Because of who's reading it to you. You say that they dress it up, but you say but it's real. How do you know the Bible is real? Who wrote it?
I mean, I really don't know who wrote it, but I know that to me, I'm a strong believer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if it's because of the stuff I've been through or none of that.
But you believe.
But
You believe.
Also, I hear, you know, we manifest and do shit on our own, you know what I mean, and move walls and move mountains on our own.
Yeah,
but it is a higher power. No matter how, you feel what I'm saying? Like I said, I just feel like I don't go to church because I know they tell lies. They dress it up. They feed you what they want to feed you.
The Muslims,
you got to have somebody really break down that Bible to you, and I don't know how to break it down.
the Muslims and Arabs and all them people, they all say it's a higher power too. But if you look at the Quran, it's written just like King James. It's damn near got the same word that's in our Bible. It's just the words just different, but it's written the same, almost the same way, from page 1 all the way to the last page. It's written about the same way, but they don't. I don't think. But Muslims follow Allah. Who is that?
Okay,
You know?
okay. Let me put it like this, like, because the Bible isn't like a toy, or it's not like a novel. Okay, so like the Bible requires education. So like, just like Kim said, I read it and I believe in it, but at the same time, there are certain aspects of it that I'm not sure I believe, that I'm not sure I understand completely. So somebody else that does have the education in the book or any religion, because it has history to it, it's not. And you're right. I understand you have a valid point, which you're saying, you know, it's something that we don't have no tangibleness to. Like, we can't see it. Like, we can't use our 5 senses to get in contact with it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, it's kind of like, think about a computer. A computer has the power to blow worlds up. It has the power to create whole replicate human beings.
Yeah.
So it's like when a person who hasn't really educated herself on the concept of what a computer is, how it functions, how it does what it does, it's easy to say, you know, it's asinine, or it has some crazy power, or it's just plain out evil, because I don't understand it. It's kind of like, if you want to get a clear understanding, you have to spend time with it. You have to read it.
So
you have to research it. So it's kind of like, you know, and if you're gonna go into it like, well, how do I know the information that they put on the internet is real? Well, if that's the other approach to it, then you would have to put everything in your life in that same question of jeopardy. So it's like, what else do you know? If you can say that the sources that I can use to check the information is false, the original source is false, then what can be real? If following the logic, it's like, what can be real? Because if you can't use anything to check it, if you don't have no faith in anything, it's kind of like, what's the point of anything being there if I can't even prove to myself that it's real? Because it's not about whether it's real or not. It's more about a personal belief. Whether I choose to accept whether it's real or not.
But you was, when you was young, you grew up into this.
Right.
That's why you believe it. You don't know if it's true, because you never seen them, and you never had no out of body experience with them. But you grew up to believe it, because
when you say out of body experience, what do you
mean? You never seen like God send me something and it just came.
I don't know, but I don't know.
I ain't never experienced it.
It don't been times where I've personally been down to my last, haven't really done anything.
You know,
and things have miraculously came up because I had need, and I had to believe.
Yeah.
But a lot of things wasn't moving for me that same way when I didn't have to believe. Like when I was out here moving off my own understanding for what I could do, then everything truly was my own responsibility. But once I honestly surrendered it, and it was a genuine experience, bro, I can't explain it. But when I took on the responsibility and I started to bear my cross, because like I say, a lot of people go into Christianity thinking like it's a problem solver. Like if I start believing that all my problems are gonna go away,
Right.
or if I believe then all of these things wouldn't be real, right?
You wouldn't go through nothing.
But that's not true, because a lot of the things that we suffer are things that we do. It ain't got nothing to do with God or the devil at that point, but it's more about what the flesh does, because that's really what Christianity is about. It's about bearing your cross and certain responsibilities and battling with the flesh, because the flesh is what man does. Humans have free will. You gotta remember that. So it's like God don't have mind control where He makes everybody do good. People have to pick a side. They make a choice, and a lot of people honestly just lack the faith in it. You know what I mean? But I get what you're saying. I'm not saying that it's an asinine question to have doubt. You know what I mean? And God never said it was like a strict evil thing to do to have doubt. But at the same time, it's like, what is the genuine purpose? And you find out the information. You know what I mean? Because are you looking for the information for this proof?
But this man who preaching out this book, telling us.
But why does the man matter? It's more about the message.
But because you're listening to him, because he's telling you what to do in this world. He's telling you the way to live your life.
That's why you gotta.
I mean, that's like
But who the one taught him? Who the one put him to believe what's going on in the Bible?
I get what you're saying.
He had to grow from a little kid to a grown up believing what somebody else showed him.
I get what you're saying, bro, because the truth is, it's a whole conspiracy behind church. You feel me? Like, a lot of churches are government funded. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of churches are highlighted things that they only can talk about. But you think about, a lot of people be like, a lot of churches are sugarcoated. It's because they're receiving money. It's not from your tithe. Okay? Because they're receiving money from the state. And the state is telling them, if you want to keep on receiving this funding to get these mega churches, you can only talk about the puppy dog shit. You can't talk about the parts that identify people, that tell you who the enemy are, that tells you the coming signs, that tell you the real information, because it's not just a book based around feelings.
What's the point of paying him tithe? He's talking to us about God. But we paying him money. But
are you following Jesus or the church? Because they're not the same thing.
How can you follow Jesus? It's coming out of a book that he's reading to you. But you're paying this man to read out of a book and preach to you, which he's going home buying him a Lamborghini, living in this big ass mansion.
People do that, and people fall for that. But I cannot account for what others do, because that's not my.
So you don't pay tithes.
I don't go to church.
Hell no.
So no, I don't. I don't pass it to the collection.
By giving back
to the community.
Yeah.
That is paying to tithe, because bringing tithes into the storehouse was never really even about money. People did that because bringing tithes into the storehouse could have been anything. They could have been used to help the community. They could have been blankets. They could have been canned food. They could have been hay. They could have been wood. Anything that was used when people were in need was considered tithes. Once again, because that's disconnected from God. It's not the same thing. You know what I mean?
I guess.
So it's like, well, when it comes down to the preacher thing, I'm not following the preacher. You feel me? And then, but it's up to me to have discernment to know that if this man is really speaking a righteous word, or if he's just, like you say, trying to line my pockets. Because the book speaks about plenty of people who will rob God, and that's what that is. When they try to manipulate you and say, well, a man robbed God, yes, then bring your tithe to the storehouse. When they say that shit going back to church, that man, no, bro. When a man robbed God is when a man will get up there and say that I am a man of God, so you should give me your money. That's robbing God, because you are using God's name to benefit and to profit yourself.
Yeah, that's what they do, though.
And that's what they do. So and that's the whole thing. But that's up to you to have a discernment to know that this ain't of God, bro.
To the point they're making jokes about it, making little dumb shit about it. You know what I mean? But
y'all leave it know.
Okay. You know, they're making shit about it. You know what I mean?
It's
putting it out in all the wrong ways. You know what I'm saying?
Because the book has been manipulated. You're right. It has been a lot of people who have done a lot of wicked things to it. But at the same time, if you spend enough time with it, us as certain demographic of people, bro, that's our story.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like the original 13 books that came from Ethiopia, bro. That's Africa, bro. That's us, bro.
That's why I was trying to tell him, like, the Bible is really real. You just kind of dig deep. You got to have knowledge and understanding. I don't understand, so I really couldn't break it down to y'all. But I know a prophet. I know what a prophet is, right?
Mm-hmm.
can't tell me you do. I don't know if y'all don't, but if I met somebody that really know. You feel what I'm saying? And yeah, it's real. You feel what I'm saying?
Nah, see,
And I still don't. You feel what I'm saying?
I feel where dude was coming from.
BG.
Yeah.
BG.
Okay, yeah, I feel where it was coming from. Only because, like I say, I grew up in the church too. Shit, we stayed right next to the church. Hell yeah. But coming up, you hear what you hear, you believe what you believe, because that's what was put out there. That's what you hear coming up all your years, or whatever. But as you get older, you start seeing shit. You start goddamn seeing